Once a year under the Rocky Mountain full moon, there's an event so challenging, so demanding that few will attempt to gain its glory. For these riders, it's not only a test against the mind and body, but against the land. Who will come out on top of this extreme Colorado challenge? It's known as the toughest mountain bike race in the world. It's 24 hours, it's 35,000 feet of elevation, and it happens in the town of the mysterious and rustic Montezuma, Colorado. Hello everybody, I'm Chance Buell. Standing along next to me is last year's course champion and record holder, Rishi Graywall. Rishi, what is it about this course that makes it such a difficult one, and what are the racers going to have to do if they want to break your record from last year?
Well, the reason why Montezuma's Revenge is so tough is you cover 200 miles and 35,000 feet of elevation gain. This year, it's raining. That means it's snowing up high. We're at 10,000 feet. They're going to be going to 13,000 feet in their first few hours, and that's just the first few hours of the 24-hour race. Later in the race, they're going to scale a 14,000-foot peak, and that's the tough part. But this is the toughest race. It takes the toughest athlete, both physically and mentally, to win it. So we'll see what happens. I wish him luck.
Well, there it is, words of the wise from a man who knows, and now we take you to the start of the 14th annual Montezuma's Revenge. It's been tradition at Montezuma, Colorado to start the race with a boom of dynamite.
This is always an exciting part of the race, watching this dynamite blast. You always have to cover your ears.
Lined up at the starting line, ears covered, getting ready to start this 24-hour marathon.
Here the racers are taking off on loop one. Mentally, you're saying to yourself at this point, I've got 24 hours. Some racers will actually take off fast, some will take off slow. It's always wise to try to get up in the front, but not everybody has that same strategy. You can see the weather conditions are severe. The first section of loop one is a hike-a-bike, as we call it in mountain biking, where you can't actually ride up the hill. You'll hike a bike up that and take off onto loop two. Really tough conditions this year with the rain, and you're such high altitude. The cold's really going to be a factor in this race all the way through.
The first three loops are known as the S&M loops. That's for spectators and media. They are tighter, they are shorter, and more intimate to the town of Montezuma, because later in the race, riders are going to be up higher and further and harder to catch.
Already in the first few minutes of this race, you can see how tough the conditions are. We're in loop one right now. Your leaders, Thane Wright and Nat Ross. And I think that Thane and Nat are pretty much taking it easy at this point. They're still going hard. There's a lot better athletes than some of the athletes behind them, so they have a big gap. But you can see Thane kind of playing around, waiting for Nat. These guys will just take it easy at this point in this race, screw around a little bit, and try not to really overextend themselves early.
The end of the pack still coming up the rock slide into the town of Montezuma, 10,400 feet at this point, with thousands more to go.
Here's Joey Klein, your leader, heading off into loop two. He has a good lead. Actually, Nat Ross, who was in the lead, took a wrong turn. There goes Nat with the rest of the pack following him. They're starting off on loop two, which is a relatively short loop for Montezuma's Revenge, with a couple stream crossings, just to kind of a good loop for spectators to view, and also to see how you're doing in the race, to size up your competition. You can see some of the guys are trying to catch back on already. Tough day chance for these guys.
And it's only just begun. It's into loop two. It's the Peru Creek Trail, a 6-mile loop, 686 feet of elevation gain. A water crossing, and if anybody knows how to do this, Rishi, it's you.
Definitely, this is a challenging race. You can see in the background there already a rider having a flat tire. Really lucky to have that flat tire here where someone else can help them, because out on the trail, you've got to fix all your own problems.
The 2000 Montezuma's Revenge from Montezuma, Colorado is brought to you by Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products. Look your best with Paul Mitchell Products. When we return into Loop 2, the river crossing. Welcome back to spectacular Montezuma, Colorado, the 2000 Montezuma's Revenge.
Here's Nat Ross going straight through the stream crossing, which is pretty unique in this year's race because the weather conditions are so cold. It's raining a little bit. Some other racers chose to go around. Colin Barker and Thane Wright chose to go around, keep your drivetrain clean, keep your feet warm, which is a big factor, especially towards the end of this race.
This is the time of the race when you have to decide, do you want to get yourself wet? Do you care about going through the river? Do you know there's time left to dry later in the day?
Well, you can see Derek Fowler is already all really pretty wet and cold. And that's gonna be a big factor. Here comes Dawes Wilson just walking through, so he's gonna try to save his drivetrain. But local knowledge, if he would have known that bridge was there, he would have gone over it.
From the river, it's back through town, just like they do on every other loop. You start and finish in the town of Montezuma. Now it's up to St. John's for loop number 3.
Awesome. Long way to go.
And Nat Ross does have a long ways to go. He's starting to forge a nice lead at this point in the race, which is something you want to try to do. This race is a combination marathon, 100 meters, all in one. Second place coming up on Nat Ross. Chance, what do you think of these guys climbing up at this high altitude for this long?
This has got to be a tough event for these guys. This is where the part of the grind comes in. Look at them, just pounding out their gears, pounding their legs. We're only in loop 3, and already the fatigue is starting to set in.
Over.
Fatigue will be a big factor. Nat Ross at the top of the climb here, going into a technical single track. And as you get more fatigue, these single tracks in Montezuma will really take their toll. They're really tough. They're really hard. Added in with all the technical uphills, this is the toughest race in the world, period.
And also one of the most beautiful scenes from Montezuma, Colorado, and Colin Barker in 5th place, grinding it up that hill.
Colin, you can see, is just barely weaving up this hill. That's one of the tough things with Montezuma, is it's either all straight up or straight down. Really, really tough race. Here we have Eric Parsons coming into a technical single track. Right behind him is Thane Wright, trying to catch up to him. And you'll see in this race that some of the people are faster uphill than downhill. You can gain a lot of time on the downhills, and it's easier than gaining that same time on the uphills. So if you're a good downhiller, by the end, you're going to gain a lot of time through sections like this, Chance. Really gnarly stuff.
This is the part where it gets rocky and bumpy. Now notice how they go, and they have to decide which line they're going to take. You take the wrong line here, you go over the front of your handlebars.
And Thane Wright has taken over second place, chasing down Nat Ross down this downhill. Coming down in 4th is Joey Klein. You can see how he's visually faster than some of the other racers. Holds the line better, has better concentration. The key to this sport on the downhills is not to panic as well, Chance. So you can't panic. You've got to hold your line. You've got to keep it steady.
Back into town, Nat Ross in 1st place, in from loop 3, out to loop 4. He's got a snack in hand, and he is going.
How's the weather treating you?
It's drying out nicely.
And unbelievably, Monique Merrill just behind Dawes Wilson, last year's woman champion, in the lead this year, looking really strong. She has so much confidence in this race. Right behind her is Christina Beggy. Women's race is really, really tight this year.
And in fact, we're in loop 3, and they're less than 30 seconds apart. There she is in 3rd place for the women's. Michelle Granger, a personal trainer and coach from Boulder, Colorado. It's her second Montezuma's revenge. When asked why she chose to abuse herself in this fashion, she said, "Because I can."
You can see some of the gnarly terrain that these riders have to race down for a full 24 hours. A lot of rocks, a lot of debris. Luckily, it quit raining for these guys, but you can see if you look up the trail, it's just filled with rocks, big boulders, big drop-offs. They have to contend with this the whole time. That's not even a lot of the uphills that they have to contend with, but this kind of stuff can really make or break your race, because you can come down this hill, get flat, or crash, so you have to really be careful, but yet you got to be fast.
All right, that's a minute.
Back in town, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place off to loop number 4, the night loop, in pursuit of Nat Ross on this 66-mile uphill battle.
I think you always have a flat with these bikes.
Monique Merrill, our women's leader, commenting about how nicely her bike rides.
And so we go to Loop 4, Montezuma's Revenge. It's Nat Ross, followed by Thane Wright in the men's section. In the women's, it's Monique Merrill, Christina Beggy, and Michelle Granger to finish it off. Coming up next, it's Loop 4, where the day turns into night. Welcome back to Montezuma, Colorado, and the home of the 14th annual Montezuma's Revenge. Loop number 4, up Webster Pass Road. Nat Ross, Thane Wright, head-to-head.
Here we are on Radical Hill in Montezuma's Revenge, 12,350 feet. There's been a big shakeup. The two leaders were neck and neck, and Nat Ross had a big problem with his bike. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking down at him, and he had to take his rear wheel off, and he let the leader, Thane Wright, just ride away from him because there's nothing he can do. So right now he's repairing his bike. Hopefully he can get that repaired and get back going again, but that's one of the challenges of this race. Anything can happen.
Thane Wright's had a big break with Nat Ross's mechanical. Now Thane's working his way to the top of Radical Hill, which sits at 12,615 feet.
Bike's running great.
Do you know what happened to Nat down there?
He punctured. He'll be right back up though. That's our reward.
Have a good ride.
We'll see you back in town.
Down from Radical Hill, our leader has 55 miles back to the town of Montezuma, 8,000 feet of vertical gain, and right now it's our women's leader. We had a chance to learn about Monique Merrill.
It's going to get better than that.
Okay, also doing is sign, get the number, sign,
Huh?
and turn around.
13.
Good. Slow. This is a good pace for me. Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
I feel sick.
What's your symptoms?
I just got a cold and cough and sore throat.
Runny nose, all that kind of stuff?
All that good stuff.
Do you have a fever or anything?
102.
Amazing Grace is where I work. It's this funky old shop, but it's been in Breckenridge for about 20 years. And it really is. It's kind of a saving grace in Breckenridge. It's this place where everyone goes. It's a sanctuary, a hangout. It's the local hubbub, the doctors, the dentists, you name it, they all go there. I have my life set up in a way that it can be simple. I don't have to work a lot, and I can enjoy where I live. And yeah, I mean, down the road, maybe I'll go back to grad school. Maybe I'll be a doctor. Maybe I'll be a lawyer. But right now, very few people, I feel like, can do what I do, and I love it. Right now, I have 3 days off. So I started doing these bike clinics, which I love. I just love to get those women out there and riding and seeing how beautiful it is. And then I'll go meet some friends for a ride, probably do a run, go hang out at the bike shop, fix my stuff, go help Bruce out at Amazing Grace, read a book. I'm pretty lucky. The way that I look at Montezuma's Revenge is, it's all of life in 24 hours. You know, you start out and you're all psyched up and you feel great, you can't wait, and then 2 hours into it you think, I'm kind of crazy, what am I doing? And then 6 hours into it, you're feeling psyched again. It's just, you know, there's so many roller coasters, ups and downs in life, and that's what it is in Montezuma. People are everything, and just in life in general, people are everything. And especially in that race. I mean, you come back into Montezuma, you go out on a loop, and I kept thinking, no way, this is the last loop, I'm not gonna do it again. And then you come back in and everyone's there, your friends are there, they're psyched up for you, they're giving you food, they're helping you out, they're changing your wheels, they're cleaning your bike, and yeah, here I go. And then you get out of Montezuma and you die again. And you say, all right, I'm not gonna do it again, this is the last loop. And then a friend comes up and rides with you. I think it's important. The fact that this race allows that, you should take advantage of it. Because I think just as much as pushing yourself, it's really important to have a good time. Now, drink some water, drink a lot of water. That's a lot of sickness too.
Okay.
And then in a couple hours, take some more.
Perfect.
It won't keep you up at night, so you should be doing good.
Thank you.
Cool. I hope you feel better.
I hope so too.
Come back and get some good food when you do.
I can't breathe. I got no air.
How's everything going for you so far?
It's good. It's really good. Where's the goats?
I don't know where they are.
Man, there was 30 up here the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. right, Scott. We'll see you later.
Have a good ride.
Oh, yeah. Whew. I'm pretty stoked.
Is your equipment holding up okay?
Yeah, it's gonna need some serious lubing up though. First 3 loops were really muddy, wet.
In 4th place, pushing up Radical Hill, is Colin Barker. Colin came to the race because he said, I want to ride and hike for everybody in this world who can't. He's up in the Rocky Mountains because he wants to soar with the Eagles.
One step closer.
Is the altitude bothering you, or?
What's that?
Is the altitude bothering you?
I live here, so no. I just took a wrong turn. I was in the zone and kind of missed a turn. Cost myself about 45 seconds.
Some riders choose to take the direct route like Dawes Wilson. And you can see Nat Ross, his flat tire has cost him almost 10 minutes.
Feels good. Got a lot more summits in this race. Good thing the rain subsided for a while.
Where are you headed to next?
Checkpoint. And then Tiger Road, and Frisco, Dublin Pass. Feels good. It's beautiful up here. I caught.
Do you think that gave you a good advantage?
Yeah, I know it did. The guy behind me was in front of me before I caught. So it helped a little bit.
You're not Nat, are you?
No. Big Nat's out in front of me.
Okay.
Our women's leader, Monique Merrill, up the hill, followed closely by the 2nd and 3rd in the women's category.
Okay. We're off! Except for it's not shifting. There we go. Have fun up here.
You too.
Good, actually. Thank you.
You guys are pretty close.
We're all really close. I decided to go quite a bit slower this year. See if I can pick it up in the end.
How do you feel so far?
Awesome. Just getting warmed up.
6:59 p.m. Our leader, Thane Wright, heads into the checkpoint at Tiger Road.
Come here, Coda.
Yeah, baby. How you feeling, Thane?
Real good.
Do you need food?
Thanks.
Food? Come on.
Strap your gear back on. Check out with Bob.
Where's Bob?
Bob's right here.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
You gotta have your lights
Okay,
and everything in place.
Hey,
It's pretty water damaged. And whatever.
From the trail building perspective.
There's a lot of there's a lot of rock. Where's the other one?
Go. Good night ahead of us.
The next 2 guys back have flats.
Nat, how far back from that flat?
Ways back.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened to Nat and what you saw real quick.
Well, he's running that tubeless system, and I don't think it's working so well today.
What do you, Eric?
Pretty good. Got a flat coming down, but doing good otherwise.
How's the trail treat you?
It's rough. It's nice and muddy. Not too muddy, but wet, definitely.
Did you have to change your strategy at all?
No, my strategy for this was just go and not stop, so yeah.
Clean. He ain't much speckled. Okay, I got lights. I'm out of here.
Here's your gloves.
Thank you.
Nope. How you feeling, Nat?
Yep.
Good, feeling good.
Want some more fruit?
Long way to go.
Banana.
To this point of Montezuma's revenge, Thane Wright, Joey Klein, Colin Barker head things off for the men. Monique Merrill, Christina Beggy, and Michelle Granger top it off for the women. When we come back from Peaks Trail through the Lenawee, it's the middle of the night. back in Montezuma, Colorado. Montezuma's revenge. It's 8:34 p.m. In first place, it's Thane Wright heading the pack. And we had a chance to catch up with our second place rider, Joey Klein.
Okay, so I'm going into the trusty attic here, looking for some tools. The trusty pin flags. This is what we use to kind of mark out and design some trail with.
I had some injuries at one time, and I ended up doing some trail design work down at Keystone Ski Area, and that was one of the greatest things of all time, to be able to create trails for people to ride and hike. Oh. My partner and I, Kathy Summers, we work for the IMBA Subaru Trail Care Crew, which travels all over the country and a few different places all over the world, working on designing and building sustainable multi-use trails for equestrians, hikers, runners, and mountain bikes. There is so much drama in this race. You know, you'll see people go out hard, and then things happen in those 24 hours. Years ago, a lot of us were just very aggressive skiers, and we did a lot of hiking. And then a month before the race, we'd get on our bikes, and we do pretty well. There's been a lot of different races in a lot of different circumstances. There's been some races where we went through a lot of snow and ice, where we all wish we had ice axes, and I mean, Stamstead took a few 100-foot screamer down the ice. Lightning is a very big deal. We'll be above the trees the entire day. You know, the first few years of it, it was called a mountain bike odyssey, and that's what it was. It was a small group of people who got together and just would ride as far and as high as they could in 24 hours. And so now it's evolved from 5 or 7 loops to now it's up to 13 loops. And they're all different, and they're all just incredible. Montezuma is the center, and from that, you do different laps up different peaks, up different drainages, and you start at one and you go as far as you can. It's everything. It really is. There's a lot of suffering in that race, and there's a lot of joy. You know, there's climbs in this race that'll just break anyone. I think the greatest thing about it is that it's not so much you versus other racers. It's more about you, your personal goals, trying to go as far as you can in 24 hours.
The unique thing about Montezuma's Revenge, is probably one of the toughest sections, is the nighttime. Over half the race takes place in the pitch dark. Now these racers have to face really tough conditions because there's no moon yet. And that's Nat Ross going by. You can see he has 2 lights. And equipment is key in this race. Most of the racers have a helmet light and a handlebar light, which is just the optimal way to go. If you don't have that, it's tough.
You go kind of to the right, just keep going, and it veers down to the left.
You can see one of the racers lost his way a little bit. That's the other factor at night. You can't see the way. The trails aren't marked for this race. Really tough. You really have to concentrate more so than in the day. These trails are hard, difficult to ride, even during the day. At nighttime, they're treacherous.
It's 7 hours into this course now. Here they come down the trail, and it's not only the wear and tear on the body, but also risky to the brain.
Definitely. Mentally, especially at night, you have to stay extremely focused. You have to stay positive. If you don't stay positive and you let any kind of self-doubt into your mind, this course will conquer you.
Hey, can we borrow your light?
The blind you?
Oh, okay, I can't see now. Woo!
The Revenge to this point, Thane Wright holding it off in the first place, followed by Joey Klein, Barker, Ross, and Parsons. For the women, Monique Merrill still in the #1 slot, followed by Christina Beggy and Michelle Granger.
How was the last leg of that?
Lenawee Trail's fun. Yeah, it's really in good shape. That rain really packed it out. It's nice. The nice thing about the cloud cover is it's keeping it warm tonight.
That's clearing up for your climb.
It's so long that the main part for me tomorrow is put my head on straight and ride fast. So that's where the main strategy comes into play.
So tomorrow, not for the week.
Keeping it together till tomorrow, but there's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I do actually. There's a lot of work to be done tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Haven't seen her in a while.
How you feeling?
Nice smile, man.
Who's around?
What's that?
What do you need?
Nothing.
You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, give me a minute.
No worries.
How you feeling, Joey?
Good, very good.
You ready for Grays, huh?
We'll see.
You got all your stuff obviously with you.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Sweet. Yeah.
Feeling great. Just had a little technical difficulty up there. It's got a flat right at the end.
Is the shifting okay now?
Yeah, turn that way. Yeah, it seems to be okay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Let me clean your chain.
Please.
Yeah.
Bike okay? Yeah.
Bike working fine?
Everything's good.
Are you a flight tech?
I scoped Grays out. I'm pretty confident about Grays, especially coming down. I just want to get so I can come down it, because I have a good route coming down, but it'll be a while. What'll that be, like 3 hours, 4 hours?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah.
It's good for you, right?
I'm feeling pretty good, actually, amazingly enough. I had a little bit of coffee on the top of A Basin, and it was amazing. It just completely revived me, and I felt so much better.
You figure you really hurt for about 6-7 hours, and after that, you're kind of, well, I would like to say you're out of it, because I'm not out of it, but I'm not hurting anymore. And once I started slowing down and let them take the lead, I was like, okay, everybody loves me anyway.
When we come back, a support crew awaits the ascent of Grays Peak.
The reason I'm doing this race is a tribute to my brother, who's been in a wheelchair all his life. And this is my way of sharing my love of cycling with him. Christian Allen Wright, I'm racing in his name. This one's for you, Chris.
Right on, Thane.
You got that?
You don't need a sternum strap, buddy. Get her, man. You bet. Go get him.
Good job.
Thane Wright, local boy. Let's hear it.
Basically, my support crew is there for me all night long, all day long, every corner, every pit stop, and it was cool to see everybody rallying up, leveling past, vehicle after vehicle after vehicle. It was beautiful. Screaming, hollering, chanting us on, getting us through the night. Cool.
Oh, my crew's the very best. I wouldn't make it 2 miles without these guys.
Test light, test light.
I got it. Works.
Good. Speed poles, Joey. Making way, get walking. You guys have fun. What's that?
We're reciprocity, because then when I go out and do my races, I can ask Dawes to come out and run through the night or ride through the night with me. And you know, it's great teamwork. It's fun to help your friends try and achieve their goals, I think. It's important. And it's also fun, you know. There's not many other places I'd rather be right now than hiking up a mountain under a full moon like this, or catching the sunrise from the summit up there in a few hours, so it's cool, it's fun.
Great, Christian Wright coming through at 4 a.m.
Truckers. Fumes.
Ready?
Okay.
You want some water?
Safe travels,
Thank
man.
you. Good luck.
Thanks.
We got the best support crew in the world. That's what it's all about.
What's going through your mind right now?
I'm thinking about my brother.
This is the last hurdle.
Sometimes you gotta push yourself.
Huh?
Sometimes you gotta push yourself a little bit to make sure you're alive still.
Yeah. Look at that lucky soul way up at the top.
I would pay him $200 to switch places.
Most people going right to just to the left of that snowfield?
Yeah. What about going right that way? Dumb. Dumb.
You know, at this point, I'm kind of thinking, what did inspire me to do this? I have no idea. Except for the fact that I'm just about to get over the hardest part, so that's pretty cool. Because I didn't even make it to this lap last year, because I couldn't eat and I couldn't drink. But I'm eating, so that's good. I'm drinking.
How you feeling?
Great.
Hey, bud. Sign in here?
Yeah.
Right there, please.
Good job, Matt.
Can I go?
String of lights.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're
Okay, Dawes, careful footing. Careful footing down there. I'm right behind you.
Good luck, bud.
Oh, rocking and rolling. It's nice up here tonight.
Thanks for being
What's your strategy now? The sun's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up, baby. So that means kick it into high gear. And then some.
See you down here, Nat.
Thanks. See you down at the bottom.
And some.
Well, good luck.
Nat Ross, our third-place men's rider, heads down from Grays. And when we return, it's daybreak on the peak.
All right. Oh, there's that sunrise.
Yeah.
Nice.
You need any hot water or anything?
Nice.
Okay. You just put it right there, please.
There you go.
Good.
Thanks, guys. How you feeling?
Good.
So what drives you to do something like this?
I truly have no idea.
So pretty up there. It's a beautiful evening.
How long were you up actually at the top?
10 minutes maybe. Had some soup.
Sweet. Now you're just holding your own, huh?
Yeah. Take it home from here. That's the plan.
It's 6:20 in the morning. We're watching the sunrise at Zuma headquarters here. We just saw Thane Wright, our leader, go through onto loop 6, which is a really tough, challenging loop. Everybody else is back on the Grays Peak loop still, way behind him, about 40 minutes behind him. That's going to be a great confidence builder for Thane. He has a great lead. It should be hard for those people back behind him still on the Grays Peak loop to challenge him.
Meanwhile, Dawes unbelievably sprints down Grays Peak into second.
Hey Dawes, you're only about 15 minutes behind. How did you catch up so much?
Hiking. Reload.
Dawes, how you feeling? You feeling all right?
Yeah. Feeling good. Whew. How you feeling?
That's brutal.
Yeah, if you need any snacks or anything, we got it there.
That is brutal. Glad that's over.
Well, this is the hardest part, so now it just gets, it gets easier from here on in.
All right, that's a
got no lights, you know.
Did you have a good night?
Time
Yeah.
6:40.
Yeah, it was a good night. Definitely. All in all, it was good. Except for the being nauseous part. Kind of figured that out.
How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Nice smile.
Want to get off.
Let's roll.
Bye.
All right, best of luck.
Yeah, baby.
I feel good. We have a long time left, so it's time to ride smart, and keep eating.
So last year you went off Grays, you went down the snowfield?
Yeah. This year I actually found a better route. I did go the right way, the way that everybody's supposed to go.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I think it's an awesome event.
Why?
It's just an incredible experience to take your mind and body to its limits.
Derek Fowler takes advantage of Nat's extended stop and moves into third place.
There's a huge dichotomy between those two racers. Derek Fowler took off in third. Nat Ross took in fourth, out in fourth on Loop 6, right behind him. But you can see, Nat Ross came here with a big box van, a big crew, and Derek has just 3 people that just barely help him out. He has just normal bike shorts on, and he looks like a tourist. When I watched this guy, I said, man, I can't believe this guy is doing so well. It was really surprising. That's one of the beauties of this event, is people with a tough mind can come out here and do really well.
I'm gonna have to take 5 and just try to get some food in me, something that'll stick, and go from there.
How'd it go mentally for you?
Mentally, it's all there. I'm just, I got some other problems going on.
How tired are you?
It's just a matter of getting something in me.
Joe, you want some miso?
105 miles and 15 hours into the contest. Thane Wright, Dawes Wilson's, Derek Fowler heading off the men's, followed by Ross and Klein. And in the women, Monique Merrill still in the first place spot, followed by Christina Beggy and Michelle Granger. When the revenge continues, the grueling Teller Loops.
But good for later.
Okay. 7:06 a.m. on Loop 6, Montezuma's Revenge. Thane Wright and crew getting ready for the start of the second day.
See ya.
You can see Thane taking off from a checkpoint. This is really the toughest section of the race. From about 8 in the morning on, you can see some beautiful shots of the mountain goats. So that's one thing that can lift your spirits, is the surrounding area and the scenery. But you still have many, many miles to go with many, many thousands of feet to climb. Mentally, this is the toughest part.
"50 mountain goats on top of Webster."
50?
50.
In one group, or just?
A herd of 50 at the
No
top.
kidding. Have you ever seen that before?
Waiting for us. It was awesome.
So fantastic. You're looking fresh. You're feeling good.
Yeah.
How's your equipment going?
I think it's going good. How's the bike look?
Looks great.
All right.
In third place, Nat Ross about 45 minutes behind the leader.
Nat's been slowly chipping away at Thane's lead. A lot of this race is still yet to come, with a lot of the trickiest sections, like this tricky downhill right here. Nat's riding really well.
There's
You
no
got coffee
sugar
there?
in here. Do you want me to get some sugar in
Yeah,
it?
lots of sugar. That was just brutal. Last year I thought it was bad, and this year was 10 times worse. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sign at the X.
Did you hear what happened?
No.
I lost the skewer.
What?
On Grays.
What'd you do?
Had to run down to the cabin. There was somebody in a Humvee there. I pulled off the nut, the end of it, put it on.
Nice.
Colin's out there, he forgot his shoes. Yeah, he dropped his shoes.
Oh, man.
It's Montezuma's Revenge with a capital R, for sure.
What's the strategy for you for the rest of the day?
Oh, who knows? You guys ask me that every year, and it's something different. Every year. So, you know, I don't know what could happen next. Hope.
That's off of 6. How's it out there?
22, Dawes Wilson.
How you feeling, Dawes?
Nope. Right there.
Ah, good. Better than last year. 9,000 push-ups
Time in,
paid
time in.
off.
I'm in 828.
Andy.
How are you, buddy?
Rocking and rolling. That was a fun one. 7's a little long. Got a good climb in it, so we'll see what happens. You know what? I need that banana. Sorry.
How you feeling?
Great. Time to kick it in.
Is this your water, Matt?
You're ready to go whenever you want.
Fresh water bottle, dude.
Herd of 50 mountain goats. If that's not inspiring, I don't know what is.
That was fun getting charged by mountain goats. That was an eye-opener.
And here we have Thane Wright with his crew member, past champion David Pickett-Heaps, who's helping him negotiate this downhill.
Hey, you want to run over there for a quick maintenance?
Sure.
Professionally? I got them all lined up waiting for us.
On to spectacular Loop 7, Nat Ross overtakes Dawes Wilson and into second place.
But nice when the weather's good. Makes things a lot easier.
Go get him, kid.
See you on the flip side.
That's a rough loop. A lot of hiking, rough descent. But yeah, looking forward to 7.
That kind of top you off after the race?
That definitely does a trick, for sure. Thanks.
When we come back, the end is near. The survivors close in on the finish. Welcome back to Montezuma, Colorado, where the rain is falling once again and Thane Wright is in the lead.
Thane's looking great. You certainly don't want wet conditions like this right at the end. You can see how greasy and slimy the rocks are. He's really picking his way down slowly, almost near the end, completely fatigued.
In second place, Nat Ross, still attacking the course, is led by his support crew.
Nat's only thought right now is survival and sunshine. It can get cold up there.
All right. What do you think of the rain?
What's that?
What do you think of the rain?
What do you think of the rain?
Here, take this.
5. All right, dude. All right. Hey, by the way, I love the rain. Love it.
I mean, after 22 hours of riding, I just had to descend 1,000 vertical of talus with a bike and a backpack. And rain, slick rocks, and
Andy, it's hairball coming down. The brakes don't react quite as quick, so.
Is there any lightning or?
Oh yeah, you know what? Right when you get to the top of the chest point for 8 and 9, it's really sketchy up there. A lot of people are headed up on 8 right now, and it's scary up there.
Our leader, Thane Wright, is out on Loop 10. It's just about 4 o'clock, and he's waiting for the boom of dynamite to end this 24 hours of Montezuma's revenge. It's after 4 o'clock in the town of Montezuma, and our women's winner, Monique Merrill, comes in after riding for 124 miles and over 19,000 feet of elevation.
How you feeling, Mona?
There's one thing you have to pledge, that you'll come back next year.
I will not do this. I mean, I did it this year because I had a full suspension GT, and I knew that it would make the race great, and then I kept thinking about it, and I was like, God, I can't wait till I'm done with A Basin. I can't wait till I'm done with doing Grays. I can't wait till I'm done with Loop 7. And then I was like, what am I looking forward to at this point?
And rolling into town past Monique Merrill is Thane Wright. What an achievement. 145 miles, 22,147 feet of elevation gain, and he is this year's Montezuma's Revenge champion.
Well, my inspiration for doing the race this year was from my brother, Christian. Right. And I raced under his name, and he was, at birth, he was born mentally retarded, and he's been in a wheelchair all his life, and so this was my way of sharing my love of cycling with him.
That's fantastic, because he'll be able to see this whole thing, and that's, so you just devoted that whole race, that whole effort to him.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, this is for you, Chris.
And finishing this year's revenge in second place, Nat Ross.
That's the best support crew you could ever imagine, so thank you very much.
Well, you came close to winning. Do you think you'll come back and try it next year? What's your thoughts?
I wanted to win it this year, so we'll see what happens next year.
Well, good luck with everything. And last thoughts on this race for you as far as your effort and how it went together for you. And I know you had a flat early on that cost you about 10 minutes, and that kind of changed the whole momentum of the race. But what are your thoughts on the race?
I don't really think the flat had anything to do with my placing, but I will say that I finally know the laps, so watch out next year. I might not get lost as many times.
And riding in after 135 miles is your third place finisher, Dawes Wilson.
There you go, there you go.
I think it is the toughest one-day summer race in the world, and it's certainly like no other. But I'm not sure it's mountain biking. It's more like bike walking.
How about, is it slow torture?
Sometimes it's slow torture, sometimes it's fast torture. I mean, coming down the rubble roads, sometimes my arms just scream. You know, I have to stop and just letting my arms relax for a second or two. It's, yeah, just brutally steep up and brutally steep down. I think the guy who designed it didn't mountain bike.
Final results for the 2000 Montezuma's Revenge. Thane Wright finishes off in first place, followed by Nat Ross, Dawes Wilsons, Derek Fowler, and Joey Klein. Monique Merrill comes in first for the women, Michelle Granger in second, and Christina Beggy finishes third. The 2000 Montezuma's Revenge from Montezuma, Colorado has been brought to you by Paul Mitchell, Professional Salon Products. Look your best with Paul Mitchell Products. And Mountain States RV, the official RV of the 2000 Montezuma's Revenge. Well, Rishi, there it is. Another 24 hours, another Montezuma's Revenge in the book. And it looks like it's ending the same way it started, with the rain, the cloudy skies. But one thing that is different is the faces of the riders coming across that finish line.
You bet. A lot of the riders are very happy. They're all happy. There was a lot of severe weather here, a lot of rain, a little bit of snow, which really affects the race, gives people hypothermia. The conditions are already hard enough. Thane Wright, Monique Merrill came out on top. Fantastic performances. They punished themselves. They punished the field. They did a great job. Thane dedicated this to his brother Christian. A great emotional race for both of those two. You can't say anything more. This is the hardest race there is.
And with that, we are done here in Montezuma, Colorado. For Rishi Graywell, I'm Chance Buell. Thanks for joining us for this, the 2000 Montezuma's Revenge.